That hurt.
We got a Landon Donovan quote I want you to read.
Oh, boy. All right. U.S. men's national team legend Landon Donovan is done talking about Christian Pulisic's Gold Cup snub.
He's not done talking about it.
Oh, he's not done. I'm sorry. An interview released today by the Cooligans. How in the fuck are the Cooligans getting him on the show? I guess
they're still pretty mainstream. They got
they're Paramount. Yeah.
Yeah, of course that's how they get him.
He spoke about why he was harsh on Pulisic. To be very clear, I'm never critiquing him taking a break. He's played a lot of soccer in the last few years, Donovan said. My critique is who he chose to take a break from. The same with Jedi Robinson. What the fuck?
I knew that tricked you right there.
Oh my God. At the end of their seasons with Fulham and AC Milan, they couldn't take the last 2 or 3 games off when their team was not going up or down and had nothing to play for. God, does he not know anything about how this works in Europe at all?
Derek, he is a former professional player. You are a moron compared to him.
He doesn't understand that finishing 2 places up or 3 places down for AC Milan means millions of dollars lost.
Or Fulham, for that matter.
And for Fulham and for Robinson, that surgery was going to take him out for 3 months, regardless. If
he still would have missed. Take 3 or 4 games off. He still would have missed the goal.
He still would have missed it. So what the fuck, dude? Do some basic research, you mindless fuck.
Oh man, give me the lump. I mean, Jedi should have gotten that done during the winter break and missed most of the final half of the season so he can make it to the Gold Cup.
And by the way, Jedi's playing because he's thinking somebody else is going to sign me too. Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
So, and I want Fulham to finish in the top 10. Means more money. That's what it means. More money for the club. Club says you're playing. That's it.
Yeah, that's the story. Right? Hey, U.S. Soccer pays him threes of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, AC Milan plays your salary, and if AC Milan tells you, Pulisic, you're playing, you don't go, fuck you. I'm taking a break for my national team.
I got a 7:00 tea time, AC. I can't.
So ridiculous, dude. Does he just not? I mean, he played at Everton. You would think he would know some of this basic shit, but he doesn't seem to know that if AC Milan tells him he's playing, he's playing. If the coach picks him, he's playing. He has no way to get out of it. No, you want him to fake an injury?
Here's what he's pissed off about. He wanted him to bail on AC Milan at second half of the season, take his break then. So that way AC Milan wants to transfer him and sell him because they don't believe that he's in it for AC Milan. That way he has to come back to MLS before the World Cup.
Brett,
Duh, Derek.
I know, but Brett, you realize how misinformed and ignorant these comments are? Like, does he do any basic research into the requirements of playing for a team like AC Milan with 4 games left in the season? Those games are a requirement based on where they are in the table. They're a fucking requirement. Even if Pulisic went to the manager and said, I'm not fucking playing, they would have they would have had a cow. The fans would have revolted. Bullshit. He could have done that. No fucking way he could have done that. That's ridiculous. And the Jedi thing is just absurd in its ignorance. It's absurd in its ignorance. And then he says, I wouldn't have done that. I didn't agree with that. And I'm going to say that. Well, you're a fucking idiot for not doing basic homework. Basic fucking homework. And you know what? I'm not even worried about having you on our show. Whatever going to happen anyhow, because you're too fucking thin-skinned. You are a U.S. soccer legend, but you're also a fucking just an idiot for not doing the most minimal amount of research on the situation of both of those players. They could not get out of playing those games. And if you think they could, you're a moron, period. All right. Pulisic was playing from December with a hip flexor injury too, and he went to the manager to rest, and they wouldn't let him. Herc reported on that. Exactly. They shot him up.
And he played in March for the Nations League.
They shot him up with a bunch of shit at AC Milan. They said, no, get your ass out there. He has no choice. The fucking doctors give him a check. Then the manager has the right to call him to play. And if he revolts and says, fuck you, the doctors are wrong, I don't care about these shots don't work. All right. Then that's between the agent and the club at that point, and that gets really ugly and messy. The fact that Landon Donovan doesn't know that, and he has a podcast, and he goes on the Cooligans and says more dumb shit. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What an idiot!
I mean, here's his overall statement. Right, my beef was that he didn't prioritize the national team a year ahead of the World Cup at home. I mean, we busted his balls too. We also busted Poach's balls for not saying that he couldn't just, come in for certain games or maybe miss out on the group stage or whatever. They had to play all 8 games in order.
And all the bad communication.
So there's busting of balls across the board. But I mean, maybe Landon, maybe you could take into consideration that he is considering the World Cup when taking this break. He's like, this is my opportunity. Because I'm going to be playing a year with AC Milan. I'm probably going to be pulled into all the friendlies leading into the World Cup. And then I'm going to have to play in the World Cup. This is my only opportunity. Is basically what he said during those interviews.
I love this one. LD called you fat, Derek. My friend told me so. I am fat. I'm about 20 pounds overweight. So there you go.
Lucky.
I'm not super fat. Like if you saw me, you wouldn't go, "Oh, that's a big fat guy." But you'd be like, "Yeah, that guy could probably lose 20 pounds." That's what you would say if you saw me.
You've been critically addressed about your looks by a certain someone that's going to come up later. But I don't have that quote pulled up. I mean, I can go and look for it if you want me to.
No, I'm fine with it. All I will say to end this is we were never going to have Landon Donovan on this show anyhow. So, and we were never nice to anybody. So there were people who forgave us and came on our show. And if he would forgive us for saying what I just said now, he could come on. But I don't know if I want him on because he seems really misinformed.
I think using the phrase "we weren't nice to anybody" is
well, we weren't nice to anybody. But nobody's put out comments like this, Brett. Nobody's put out this ignorant comments like this. Was a former U.S. men's national team player.
We've been critical. When I say critical, we do poke fun in a vulgar sense at people who we think make stupid comments. And yes, we've poked fun at everybody and anybody. But then we've also given them praise and agreed with them when they make comments that are worthwhile.
Yes.
This is the big missing point. We're like, "Oh, you're toxic." No, you've only caught the toxic moments. And yes, Derek, you and I can be toxic at times, but we're two drunk guys at a bar. Well, I'm using their phrase, quite frankly.
Right. I mean, we're critical.
And vulgar.
Just like two guys, as you said, at a bar. That's our show. Two guys drinking at a bar, talking about soccer. That's the whole show. That's the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Eldon Asic, $2. Thank you, Eldon. Look at Canada. Davies injured in a pointless game. Well, it doesn't turn out that anything's going to happen to Jesse Marsh for that. And it's not really the same.
Canada loved the fact that he played in that game. It's Bayern that didn't like it.
Yeah, kind of a whole different, that's like apples and oranges, but Bayern certainly did not like that. Clubs pay the money. They're the guys paying these guys millions of dollars in their salary. So yes, for most players, that's the priority because that's where their bread is buttered.
I may have been imagining this whole thing, but wasn't there a talk of a lawsuit with Canada for that?
Yes, it's going to fail.
Oh, yeah, 100% will fail. I'm just saying. It's
Bayern threatened one. Yes,
that's the point. Is the sense that you have a guy who's paying. You have a team that's paying these Bills. And it'd be one thing if it was like the finals or if it was a qualifier or something like that, but it was a meaningless third place game that didn't amount to shit.
So let me ask you this. They put Davies on the witness stand. And they say, so you came to Jesse and you said, Jesse, I can't play. I feel like I could get injured. And he said, what to you? Well, I never really said that to Jesse. Yeah. I didn't think you did. And because there's no such world where Davies goes to Marsh and goes, I can't play. I'm going to get injured. I can feel it. It's really bad. And Jesse Marsh says, fuck off. You're playing, bitch. Nowhere in any world is that happening.
I thought there was an article that came out that talked about how Davies mentioned how he didn't want to play in that third place game because of the potential injury that he felt he picked up in the previous match.
His agent said that.
Oh, that's fair enough. It could have been the agent. You're right.
Not Davies.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bullshit, and agents are paid to bullshit. That's what they're paid to do.
I remember the quote. I just don't remember. I mean, not even the quote. I remember the phrase. What was said? I guess to an extent.
You want to know why? You want to know why the agent has to cover his ass? Because Bayern called the agent and said, "You dumb fucker." You said he was only going to play this many minutes. You lied to us. And he said, oh, no, my player never wanted to play. Jesse Marsh forced him to play. That's how that all went down. I can tell you that's exactly how it went down. The agent's CYA covering his ass. And so that's why you get these extreme comments from the agent. Not from Davies. Davies hasn't said shit. All right. Julian Vivas for $1.99. You guys had Lawless. Why not Donovan? Because Lawless has a fucking sense of humor. Lawless is a man shielded by his own personal inner strength. And yes, he knew all the shit we said about him. And you know what? The first time I got on the phone to him, he said, water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. There ain't no water under, and anybody that's followed Landon Donovan on Twitter knows you say even the remotest critical thing, you are blocked. Mm-hmm. There is no bigger blocker on Twitter than Landon Donovan. He is a sensitive little man. Sensitive little man. And he ain't
who was absolute killer soccer player. So
was a great soccer player. We have been the biggest, that's the most hilarious thing. We have been the biggest defenders of Landon Donovan on the show.
Pre-retirement. Post-retirement, not so much.
During his career. But as a pundit, he is awful. With a capital A. He's a horrible, uneducated, ignorant pundit who doesn't do his homework. Period. End of story.
I'll say as critical as he was about the, about Jedi and Donovan, or not Donovan, Jedi and Pulisic skipping out on the Gold Cup and other players potentially, but they had a sneaky club World Cup they had to attend. Despite the fact he was critical of all of them and everything like that, when it came to the 2026 World Cup, if it was tomorrow, he picked pretty much the same squad everybody else is going to pick.
Yeah.
Minus a player or two, like a center back, maybe a goalkeeper.
You know, the crazy thing, Brett, is people will play a 30-second segment of the show.
Sure.
And it'll sound like we despise, or I despise Landon Donovan.
Keyboard warrior, I'm looking at you. Don't do that.
It's not true. I don't. I just think he's horrible at his current job. He's a legend to me. Yeah. I would love to have him on the show if he'd be honest and we could have a really good talk. And he knew his shit. I'll have him on any day of the week. We would have him on. But I
would like to have a conversation about his time as a player. Mm-hmm. I feel like we'd get an honest opinion, but I feel like it'd be biased one way or another, you know?
I'd love to talk about that. I'd love to talk about things.
The Klinsmann era would be the greatest thing to talk about.
Well, and to open up about the hurtfulness of his divorce and how that changed his mentality and his depression that he went into. And
come talk to us. We're therapists.
We would talk with Landon about that. And we know a lot about that because we know people who know Landon Donovan that's told us shit. So we know stuff. So I would, in a phone call with him before the show, let him know what I think I know based on what I've been told. And we would hammer out what's acceptable to talk about and what he doesn't want to talk about, because some of it's really personal and probably very hurtful. He doesn't want to relive, and we wouldn't want to put him through that again. But still, nobody's defended him more than we have on this show about the whole Klinsmann Donovan incident. So we have been his biggest supporters as a player, not as a pundit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plain and simple, right?
Yeah. It sounds like a dichotomy. Just because you love one thing doesn't mean you love the other part of a person.
That hurt.